Hello, welcome to your mat. Thank you for joining me and thank you for watching. If you're new to yoga, just feel welcome just to watch. You're more than welcome to join in. I would really love that. But if you're just learning and you'd like to get more comfortable with the practice of yoga and what it is, you're welcome to just watch. And at any point, you can follow along if you'd like. I'm sharing with you more of an intuitive class. I do have a list of poses, but I like to kind of go with the flow. So I'm just inviting you into my personal yoga class, how I perform yoga on a daily basis for my own personal practice. So I always start my day off with a card, and this deck that I have here is The Universe Has Your Back deck, and I really like it. It's just a little inspiration for the day, you know, just it's a crazy world right now, and I like to just pull a card and just help myself to focus on this intention for the day. So I'm going to share that with you today. So I'm just going to take a deep breath here and center myself, and then I'll pull a card. Let's see here. So today's card is, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. That's a really nice card. It's a really, really turmoiled world right now. But there's a lot of really good things. So I like to really try to focus on the good without pushing the bad away, because we do need to stand up for what's right and speak our voices and speak our truth and put ourselves in uncomfortable situations to help others. So this card is really helpful for me because I know that I can surrender to the powerful presence of love and prayer at any time through meditation or my yoga practice. And when the world gets a little too hectic for me, I can come to my mat, or I can just sit anywhere and take a few deep breaths or get into some yoga poses. So I also like to start my day off with some really inspirational reading. And this is one of my very, very favorite books, The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll often see me posting photos of this. So I'm just going to read you just a very quick little part of this. It's a sutra, but it's just a piece of a sutra. Anything that is matter or nature changes. The body changes every second. Cells die, more are born. Likewise, there is continuous change in the mind and intellect. Nothing in nature can bring the mind continuous, unchanging happiness, because the mind itself changes constantly. Although we have the same stomach, we don't want to eat the same food every day. Although we wear the same shape, we don't want to wear the same outfit every day. The secret of wanting change is that the mind changes. If it were always the same, why would it look for change? If we know that, we can just allow things to change without clinging to them. If something changes, we should let it go. Something else will come. We should watch changes like passing clouds. But normally, we don't want to merely watch them. We want to hold on to a section without letting go, and then the tension comes in. Changes are like flowing water. If you just allow the water to flow, it is very pleasant to sit and watch. But if you want to arrest the flow and keep the water for yourself, you will have to construct a dam. The water will resist the dam and try to escape, and there will be a terrible struggle. Although you may stop some of the water, another portion will overflow. So you must allow for the spill out, or the dam will certainly break. After all, life is a passing show. If we want to hold it, even for a minute, we feel tension. Nature will try to run away. We will try to pull it back and keep it. When we want to keep it, we put up barriers which ultimately cause us pain. Even with our bodies, we don't want them to change. Trouble will come. We'll buy all kinds of makeups and creams and wigs to retain our youth. If we only learn to enjoy each change, we could recognize the beauty in even aging. A ripe fruit has its own beautiful taste, and when we just allow things to pass, we are free. Things will just come and go while we retain our peace. So that's a little wisdom for you before I begin my yoga class. So I invite you to join along, or as I said, you're welcome to watch. If you're joining, I invite you to come into easy pose, like I am, a seated pose. You can have your feet just like this, or you can bring one foot on top of the other. Start to close your eyes and just start to focus on your breath. Place one hand on top of the lungs and one hand on the belly to access your awareness. Breathe into the top of the lungs. Breathe into the bottom of the lungs. And breathe into the side body. This is long, deep breathing. Focus on filling your entire lungs and belly with air. We'll take 3 long, deep breaths. You're welcome to bring your hands to your lap if you like, or you can keep them at your belly and lungs. One more deep breath, just like that. We're going to begin in sun salutations today. We're going to start to move our bodies. So slowly bring yourself onto your knees. And we're going to slowly start to roll into standing here. So bring yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Take my sunglasses off. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms rise. Turn so you can see me. Exhale, fold forward. Let your body melt here. Inhale, halfway rise. Hands land on shins, straight back. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, rise all the way. Hands come together. You can take a slight back bend here, and we'll do 2 more of those. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take it all the way up. Take up space, arms come to touch. Take a gentle back bend, and 1 more round at your pace. On your exhale, we're going to come into a nice fold, a ragdoll. So just let your body start to sway here. You can take a gentle bend in the knees if you like. Just let your head start to hang below your heart. You can have your hands on the mat, or you can put hands together, connecting arms and elbows together, swaying if you like. Taking long, deep breaths here in your ragdoll. You can find stillness here, or you can sway. It's your body, your practice. Just start to get the blood rushing and the blood flowing and the oxygen flowing in different ways. We'll take 3 more breaths in our ragdoll. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. On your next exhale, we're going to come down to our mat, onto our hands and knees. We're going to move into our cat-cow here. So your hands come directly under your shoulders, and your legs are hip distance apart. Your feet are flat on your mat. You inhale, your belly and chest rise, and as you exhale, you start to arch your body like a cow, and you release all the breath. So inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, chin to chest, arch your back. Inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. We'll take 5 more at your pace. Inhale. Two more rounds, just like this. Make sure you're breathing and filling the belly and the ribs with breath. Your cat and cow is stimulating your spine and getting all the juices of the body flowing and moving, lubricating your joints. On your next exhale, you can bring your back to a tabletop position. It's a neutral position for the spine. We're going to move here into our downward dog. So start to curl your toes underneath and start to straighten your legs and bring yourself up into a downward dog position. Your chest melts towards your thighs here. Your hands, all 10 fingers, are pointing towards the top of your mat, and your heels are slightly off the ground here. Your tailbone is reaching towards the sky. We'll take 5 deep breaths in our downward dog. Feel free to move organically, bend your legs. Whatever feels right for your body. It's your practice, it's your body. If you'd like to move, or if you'd like to find some stillness. 4 more rounds of full, long, deep breath in whatever feels good to you in your downward dog. On your next inhale, we're going to shift into a plank position. So you just start to bring your hands, walk your hands out to the top of your mat. Your feet stay in the same position as your downward dog. Your core is strong. Your gaze is forward. We'll take 3 deep breaths in plank. On your next exhale, we'll go back into our downward dog. Walk your feet back in. Realign yourself. Organically move. Bend your legs. We'll take 3 deep breaths here in our downward dog. your next inhale, step your foot of choice to the top of your mat. Bring your back foot parallel to the back end of your mat and start to bring yourself up into Warrior Two. Sorry, I'm not facing you here. Warrior Two, your back foot is parallel, your arch of your front foot is in line, or your heel of your front foot is in line with that arch. You are not splaying over your ankle here. You can see your ankle and you can see your front toe. Your arms and shoulders are strong. Your arms are at shoulder height. Your gaze is over your front middle finger. Your core is strong. Take 3 deep breaths here in Warrior Two. I'm gonna just turn myself so you can see me. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to reverse our warrior. So on your next exhale from your Warrior Two position, bring your forearm down to your front knee and then start to hinge your front body over that front knee. The arm, the free arm, raises above your head. Your gaze can come up. Your palm can raise to the sky for energy. Your legs are in the same position as your Warrior Two. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Fill the ribs here. Feel the breath filling your body and use your breath as a guide. On your exhale, we'll rise. We'll root back into our Warrior Two pose for 2 more breaths. Make sure your torso is in line with the front of your mat here. We're going to move into a reverse warrior here. So we're going to bring our front arm over our heads. Our knee stays bent. The gaze is up towards the sky. Our back arm can rest on our back leg. We'll take 3 deep breaths in reverse warrior. Exhale, returning to Warrior Two for 3 more breaths. On your exhale, we'll we'll windmill our arms down to the mat. We'll step our front foot back. We'll take plank here. 3 breaths in a plank. And we're gonna move into our downward dog. So just start to bring your hips back behind you, walk your feet forward, start to bend your legs and organically move here. We'll take a nice downward dog to stretch out our backs and our bodies and our legs and our ribs. Fill your body with breath. Take 2 more breaths here in downward dog. And then we're going to transition into our pigeon pose. So when you're ready to exhale, you can bring whatever foot you prefer, lift it up from the mat and bring it up to your knee, your nose. And then what you do is you start to bring that foot forward and place your shin on your mat just behind your hands. Your back foot is straight behind you, resting on the mat. Take a gaze behind. Make sure that your foot is straight. The top of that foot lands on the mat. Make sure that this hip stays in alignment. You don't want it to fall to either side. You're welcome to use a block or a pillow here to keep you in position. Once you're in this position, our hands stay just directly in front of that shin. Our gaze lifts, our heart and shoulders are open. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Start to let your body melt here into the pose. Feel your breath. Breathing into the ribs and breathing into the hips here. This is a hip opener. If you have the ability or the desire, you can start to take this pose to a little bit more of an intense stretch. You can bring your hands forward in front of you on the mat if you like. You can also use blocks or a pillow. You can have a nice big pillow and just rest your body on the pillow, or you can put some blocks in front of you. Take 3 deep breaths in whatever position is comfortable for you in your version of pigeon pose. With every inhale, with every exhale, let the tension melt. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale. You also are welcome to move your pigeon a little bit more into the hip by walking your hands forward and resting your head on your hands. We'll take 3 more breaths in pigeon pose. On your exhale, start to walk your hands back up. Start to slide or escape that front leg out and bring it back beneath you into a tabletop position. We're gonna move into 3 more rounds of cat and cow here. So take a breath and inhale to cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. And exhale, cow. We're gonna repeat that whole sequence on the opposite side now. So we're going to move back into our downward dog. Curl your toes underneath you here. Lift the sit bones up to the sky. Find your downward dog. We'll take 3 long, deep breaths here. Melt your heart to your shins. We'll look between our hands. We'll step the other foot forward, the opposite forward of what you did last time. I'm going to just reverse myself so that you can see me and bring my notes this way. And we'll find ourselves back in our warrior 2 on the opposite side. So again, your heel is in line with your arch of your opposite foot. Your torso is square. Your arms are shoulder height. Your gaze turns and looks over the middle finger of your front hand. Make sure you can see your ankle and your front toe. Warrior 2. 5 breaths here. Use your breath. Fill your ribs. We're going to reverse our warrior. We're going to place our back hand on our back leg. Our arm will rise up overhead to the sky. Our gaze rises, our knee stays in the same position. 3 breaths in your reverse warrior. Filling the ribs, the back body with air. 1 more breath and we'll move back into our warrior 2. Make sure you're breathing, filling the belly, filling the ribs. We're going to move into our extended side angle here. So our forearm finds our knee or shin, sorry, not shin, and our free arm raises above our arm, sorry, our head. I'm learning my lingo as I go. Gaze is to the sky, breathe, and we'll find ourselves back in our warrior 2 for 5 more breaths. When you're ready to exhale, we will windmill our arms down to our mat. Our back leg will straighten out, our toes come forward, our front leg steps back to join, and we find ourselves into our plank position. We'll take 3 deep breaths in a nice strong plank. Gaze is forward, back is square like a table. Breathe 1 more. And now we'll find ourselves in our downward dog. You can find stillness here, or you can move organically. Whatever feels good. It's your body. It's your practice. Breathe. Fill the belly. Fill the ribs. Fill your body with breath. Find some stillness in your dog if you aren't already there. And we'll take 3 really nourishing breaths here in our downward dog pose. Our heart is melting to our thighs. One more breath. And we'll transition back into our plank position for 3 more breaths. Exhale, moving into downward dog. This is our last downward dog of our practice, so move organically or find stillness. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Moving into your pigeon pose on your opposite leg. So your foot escapes, it comes forward to the top of your mat. Your shin is parallel if you have the ability to get it there. If you need to use a block to make this pose easier, you're welcome to. You can stay right here and breathe. You're welcome to, when you're ready, come down to your mat, or you can come even further down. We'll be here for 5 breaths. I invite you to close your eyes for 5 breaths in pigeon pose. Three more nourishing breaths in your pigeon. Use your breath, use your exhale to let the tension melt. Let your muscles melt. Melting the fuzz, the buildup of fuzz in our bodies when we don't move. 1 more breath. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up onto our knees here. Bring ourselves back into a tabletop position. And we're going to come to standing. So bring your toes underneath you. Walk your hands towards your knees. And then start to tip onto your feet here. Slowly straighten your legs. Your body stays folded over your lower half. And as you exhale, you slowly start to rise. Your head and your shoulders coming up last. Bring yourself up to the top of your mat. And we're going to move into a chair position. I'm just going to grab my notes here. Okay, so we're going to move into a chair position. So our body is tall and we're standing in a mountain pose to begin. We're going to inhale and our arms rise above our heads. Exhale, bend your knees and slowly start to sit as though you're actually sitting in a chair. Pretend that there's a wall behind you so that your bum stays in proper alignment here. Breathe in your chair. Two more breaths. We're going to reverse our chair. Bring our palms together. Knees stay exactly where they are. We're going to start to bring our opposite elbow to our opposite knee. Gaze comes towards the sky and arms open, palms together. Reverse chair. 3 breaths here. Inhale, come to center, come to standing, bring your arms to your sides, palms facing forward. Start to shake your knees out here. Maybe roll your shoulders a little bit. Maybe move your neck from side to side. Before we transition into our chair position again. When you're ready, take a nice big inhale. Arms rise above your head, knees begin to bend, sliding down the walls, sitting in our chair. You can close your eyes or you can find a drishti point, something to focus on. 3 deep breaths. On your exhale, we'll reverse our chair on the opposite side. Palms come together, elbow meets knee, gaze forward to the sky. 3 deep breaths in your reverse chair. On your exhale, we'll come to standing. We'll bring ourselves into a mountain pose here. Close your eyes, palms forward. Feel the energy shooting out of your fingers into the earth. Feel the earth beneath you under your feet. Feel the 4 corners of your feet, the tops of your toes, and the bottoms of your heels rooting into the earth like little suction cups. Let your arch of your foot kind of be loose and free from the mat, like a little suction for like a window that you would put a little children's toy on. Let your feet be that for you. That's your anchor here in mountain pose. You can close your eyes or you can find a drishti point. We'll take 3 deep breaths in mountain pose. We're gonna find ourselves in a tree pose now. So, what you start to do is to lift one heel or off the mat and start to turn your knee out towards the side. It's a hip opener. Now, for a tree pose, there's a few different positions for your leg. You can keep it here. Hands can come to hips. Hands can come to heart center in a prayer, or hands can rise. You can stay here in your tree, breathing, finding a drishti point. If you have the ability, you can start to bring your foot higher and place it on your leg, your opposite leg. Pressing your opposite leg and foot together. Using your little suction cup here from your mountain pose on your opposite leg. Breathe. Exhale. We'll move into tree pose on the opposite side. Use your breath to gain your balance. I'm on the ground, so it's a little bit uneven. Bring your arms up if you have the ability. Breathe. Find something to focus on. We'll be here for 3 deep breaths. Exhale, bring your foot down to your mat, hands return to heart center, palms together. We're going to move into a really fun pose here. I'm going to turn myself. This is called dancer pose. So we're going to the same legs as tree pose, the same little suction cup, but we're going to balance on one leg. So what you do to get into dancer is you're standing on your one opposite leg, use your breath. Take a deep breath, begin to lift this heel off. If you have the ability, start to rise your leg towards your hand, your back hand, on the inside of that foot. Then start to tip your body at the hip forward. You can bring your opposite arm out in front of you and you can raise that back leg up. If you have the ability to balance here, we'll stay here for 3 breaths in dancer pose. Woo, I'm falling over. Even the yoga teacher falls over. It's all part of the learning. Make it fun, don't be stressed. Make it playful. We'll move into dancer on the opposite side. I came out early because I lost my balance. So we're gonna move into the same thing on the opposite side. Find your balance, find a drishti point, bring your back leg up into your hand on the inside, tip yourself forward and breathe. Dancer pose. One more breath. If you have the ability to gracefully bring your foot back down to your mat, place your hands on your hips. I'll move myself back forward here. We're going to move now into just a nice ragdoll pose here. So we're going to start to fold forward. Take a little bend in the knees. Step your feet just about shoulder distance apart, or hip distance apart. And just let your body start to sway here. Let your head be heavy. Again, you can reach for opposite arms here, or your hands can find the ground if you like. Whatever feels good for you. You can find some movement here. You can find some stillness. start to bring your focus on your breath. Focus on the breath, filling your ribs with air. Breathe deep into the belly here. We'll take 5 nourishing breaths in our ragdoll pose. On your next exhale, we're going to bring ourselves down onto our mat. So just find yourself back into a tabletop position. And then sit down on your legs, swing your feet out in front of you. Make sure that your sit bones or the flesh beneath your bum is out of the way here. We're going to bring ourselves onto our back. So bring your hands shoulder height here. Sorry, actually bring your knees. This will be easier for you and for me. Bring your knees up to the ceiling. Just get your bum towards your knees. And then bring your hands up. And now you can slowly, take my clip out here, slowly start to roll yourself down onto your mat. Adjust yourself so that you're centered. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So we're going to bring ourselves back down onto our mats, and we're going to find ourselves in a bridge pose here. Just need to look at my mat, my note here before we move on. Okay, so we're finding ourselves in a bridge pose here. So to get into a bridge pose, you're going to walk your heels just below your bum so that you can feel your fingers just touching the backs of your heels. Your feet are hip distance apart. Take 3 deep breaths, just like this. Filling the belly and releasing the belly. When you're ready to inhale again, start to lift your hips off the mat. Your shoulders are directly in line underneath your back. You can roll them underneath you if you need to. Your hands are in the same position. The only thing that's changed is you've lifted your hips. Your thighs, don't let them splay out to the sides. Keep them strong. Pretend you're holding something in between your legs here. Breathe. 3 deep breaths in bridge. If you prefer, and you have the ability, you can take your hands together in a fist and roll your shoulders underneath you here. Baby fingers touch the bottom of your mat. You can modify your bridge to this if you have the ability to do so. Otherwise, you could just stay in your nice, simple bridge pose for 2 more breaths. Bring your hips down to your mat slowly. Start to bring your legs out in front of you and stretch them out. Bring your head, arms above your head. Take a deep stretch here. Bring yourself back down onto a nice corpse position here. We're going to move into our supine twist pose. So we're bringing our knees back up to the sky. We're lifting our hips up and over to one side of our mat. Our knees will fall to the opposite side. Our arms can come out like a T shape. And our gaze can look over the opposite shoulder if we have the ability. You can stay right here, or you can stack or stagger your legs. We'll be here for 10 really nourishing breaths in supine twist. Breathing into the belly and breathing into the back body. Let your fingers, let your fingers curl. Let your fingers relax, your face relax. And with every exhale, let the tension of your body just start to melt away. We'll be here for 5 more breaths in your supine twist. On your next exhale, bring your gaze and knees back up to the sky or the ceiling. Lift your hips up and over to the opposite side of your mat and let your knees fall over to the opposite side. Find yourself in your supine twist on the opposite side. Breathing into the ribs, breathing into the belly. Releasing the tension with every exhale. Relaxing our fingers and our face. Five more long, nourishing breaths in supine twist. When you're ready to exhale, we'll bring our knees back up to the sky or the ceiling. We're going to find ourselves in a happy baby pose here. So start to bring your heels up to the sky and take a hold of wherever you can. Maybe it's your pant legs, maybe it's your ankles. If you have the ability to reach your heels, whatever you can reach comfortably, this is a hip opener. It's also really, really good for stress, just letting go of tension. Make this playful if you like. You can move your happy baby with your legs from side to side. If you're moving, let's find some stillness, if you like, that is. Or keep moving if you like. Focus on your breath. We'll be here for 5 nourishing breaths in our happy baby. On your exhale, your next exhale, bring your feet back down to your mat and use your arms to help gently guide them down. We're going to take a reclined bound angle position here. So start to bring your knees down to either side of your mat. Your feet come together at the heels. You can bring your feet out wide in a diamond shape, or you can bring them closer to your body here. Palms can stay facing down towards the earth for grounding, or they can rise if you feel like you need some energy. We'll be here for 5 deep breaths. Fill the belly, fill the ribs, let the face relax, the shoulders relax, and know that you're supported underneath your mat by the earth. Just let your body melt into your mat. Let all the tension go. With every exhale, just feel your body becoming heavier into your mat. You're welcome to stay here, moving into Savasana, or you're welcome to stretch your legs out onto your mat. Let your baby toes fall out to the sides. Take up space. Let your palms flip towards the sky if they're not already there. I invite you to close your eyes. Start to focus on your breath here. Start to fill your belly with breath from feet to head. Give yourself some love. Breathe love into your body. Focus on your breath. We're going to deeply relax now. This will give your body a time to heal and balance all its parts. Let's go through 10 different areas of the body. When I say each number and body part, feel the relaxation spreading through your body. Feel yourself relax deeper and deeper with each countdown. If any part feels tense, you can squeeze it a little and then let go to rest and heal. Mentally scan your feet and release any tension that is unnecessary. Your heels are apart. Your toes fall outward. Relax your feet. Scan your legs and release any tension that is unnecessary. Relax your legs. Scan your hips and your pelvis. Release any tension that is unnecessary. Release all parts of your hips and your pelvis. Scan your stomach and your chest. Release any tension that is unnecessary. Relax your torso. Now scan your arms and release any tension that is unnecessary. Turn your palms up towards the sky with your fingers relaxed and open. Relax your arms and your shoulders. Relax your neck and all the muscles of the neck. And release any tension that is unnecessary. Relax your neck, shoulders, and head. Squeeze your face like you just ate a lemon, and then relax. Relax your entire face. Relax all the vertebrae of your spine, starting from the base of your spine. Now the mid-spine. Relax. Now between your shoulder blades and up into your neck. Relax. Relax your entire spine and back. Now relax your whole body. Relax any parts of the body that were not mentioned. Scan your body with love and tell yourself, relax, relax, relax. Now let your mind relax. Let your mind relax for the rest of this time. Let it have a daydream and go anywhere you want right now. It can be real or an imaginary place. As long as it's somewhere you feel completely relaxed. Let your mind drift off into complete relaxation. Completely relax. start to take a few deep breaths at a natural pace. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Move your fingers and your wrists and your ankles. Stretch your arms above your head. Point your toes as though you're waking up in the morning. Big stretch. The body start to come back to its surroundings now. And keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands out to the side and lift one knee over your body as you twist to one side, turning your head in the opposite direction. And then return your knee to the center and twist to the other side with the other knee. And return to center. Rock on your spine like a rocking horse or like a cradle to give your spine a massage. Just like this. Or like this, back and forth. Slowly roll yourself to one side of your mat. Bring your eyes closed here. Bring yourself to sitting. Find yourself back in an easy pose here. Keeping our eyes closed. Bring our hands to Gyan Mudra. So our first finger and our thumb touch. With our hands resting on our knees. Keep your eyes closed. Start to breathe. Just focus on the area between your eyebrows, the third eye, center of intuition and wisdom. Behind closed eyes, just start to focus about 6 feet in front of you. And just start to let patterns, colors, shapes reveal themselves to you. Just notice. Maybe you see a beautiful white light. Start to breathe all those beautiful colors and light into your body. And know that you can close your eyes at any time. Just connect with your internal self and your wisdom. Exhale, sigh out all the tension. Bring our hands to heart center. Start to rub your palms together here. To create some heat and some friction. Bring your palms apart and start to feel a tingling energy. Imagine that you're holding a glowing ball of white energy. Energy that is always available to you at any moment. You can use to help yourself and others. Take this energy to your forehead, to your third eye. Take 3 deep breaths and fill your third eye with this energy. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you have a lovely day. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.